Hey, this is John. I tried to make a very simple game. It got convoluted and crazy pretty quick. It started as simple as each player rolls a single die, and each card has the same number scenario: six and ones, always six and ones, and then a five and four connected, and three and two connected on all cards. So this consistency is to make it simple. So if someone rolls a five, they know they just hunt around on different cards where they want to go. And so maybe they see this two over here, where they have a reason to go there. They put some of their meeples here. Maybe someone else rolled a four and they really like that card, they go here. And so I'm trying to work out a way to fix priority. There's three ways to place, or two ways to place. You must play at least one meeple per turn. And you can place one meeple on each faction up to three. So one here on the 5/4, one here on this 5/4, different faction, and then one here 5/4 on that faction. So that's one style placing. The other is you can place on one spot up to three meeples. So you can place one, two, or three, but it has to be in one location. So those are the two placing styles. And so when the all players have placed at least one meeple, they will then enter into the card, into the influence level right here. So this guy would push in here, and then he would have no one competing with him, so he'd push this guy in, and he would choose whether this guy would go north up here or south here. So that's the mechanic. So he'd probably push him south, and he would get this action. So you can't enter in on action, but you always push into it. So you continue doing the same things. So since this is a centered action, you would get that action a second time on a single turn. So the action might be one victory point or a coin or something like that. But when it's a cornered action, it might be like do an activity, like switch something or throw something in jail, something like that. And you can take it at any time. So this person would enter here. The same guy would enter there and enter there. So they'd be sitting there. All these would be sitting there, and they'd roll a dice again. Each player would, and then you'd check on 4 or 5. And maybe this blue guy puts 2 here to fill out the whole thing. And so that kind of thing. So this guy, maybe he, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Maybe he puts a home. Maybe he rolled a 6. And he goes up here, trying to get this action up here. So he goes in here, puts 2 in there. And so by the end of the round, maybe someone comes in here and they say, I want the 2. So they go, the round's over, and then they push in. This guy pushes in here. And when he pushes in again, he could shove these guys down, or he splits them, push that guy up. So he gets the action for that card. And then this guy pushes in. And so by the time there's no more meeples to place, you would count the influence. So you would say, this guy is negative 2. This guy's positive 2. So he gets the card in front of him. He takes the card and sets it down in front of him. So I'm creating this video not because the single dice roll and the easy entry locations are simple, or the north and south parts pretty straightforward, and always pushing into an action. All that's clear. Problem is, when they push in, you set something up like maybe one guy has 3 here, another guy, or let's say this guy goes for 2, and then red somehow he's on 4 and he goes for 2, and then yellow has only a 1, so he wants priority, and then this, let's see, green sets 2 down here. All right, so my problem is I get a card like this where 4 players are on it, and I have to figure out who gets priority and how they go first, last, or middle based on their rights. So to figure out a way around this, I thought maybe it goes based on number. You push all the 6s in and you put the 5 4s in. So that would be kind of a constraint. Also, there's a priority based on which cards resolve first because of the way the actions might roll out. So I have all these priority issues. I think if I just leave it the way I intended, it's a convoluted Euro style mess that some people are going to enjoy, but those gateway gamers aren't going to appreciate that. So if you guys have any ideas on that, I'll send the rules, and maybe you could help me simplify the pushing in of into the influence area. So for instance, on this guy would go in, and then this guy can go in where he wants. So maybe you can have a situation like this. So he pushes, he made his demand here, he pushes in to 1, and this guy pushes in, and I don't know which way to push it. Maybe he would push him up. Yep, he would do that. Now he's forced down. That's kind of cool. So he's forced to go down into the action, the way he strategically did that. And so if it was resolved by numbers, maybe this guy keeps going. Let's force this guy down, and then force this guy down. So all these numbers are basically full, and the greens never got a shot to get in. So maybe that's how I resolve it. Or maybe someone chooses which way it resolves, from top to bottom or bottom to top. There's way too many options of who gets priority, who's got the king, which is I'm gonna make that priority, because people with different people would win it and have the first player marker. But I'm really lost on how to simplify the rights and not restrict it too much to where you don't feel like you had any choices. So my options are too many choices, too many confusing choices, or no choices at all, and I'm losing my strategy of sequencing. All right, if you got some ideas, let me know. All right, bye.